I'm sharing this with anybody who's interested because I just went through quite a valuable lesson with an instructor, and I thought it's a bit of waste of time if I only deliver it to one person when it may have value to more than one. So here goes a quick overview of what we discussed in the running of a martial arts class. Now, we started with what was in green first of all. I did a gradually increasing skill level and difficulty line in this graph here. And as you can see in the green down here, it's got white, which is white belt, where your skills are low, but the difficulty is supposed to be low. Then it goes yellow, and obviously, as you can see, the skill level needed is higher because it becomes more difficult, and so on, right up through to black belt up there. Now, this is the time here that it usually takes, and I would have a look at the bottom here where it says the problem is that in every class students are at a variety of skill levels. It's easy if you've got a large school and you've got a group of white belts and someone's really good, you give them the yellow belt and they go to a different group. In many schools you have a variety of skill levels in the same class, and that's where you need to be able to work your magic as a martial arts instructor to be able to challenge people at their appropriate level of skill. Obviously, if someone's skill level is down towards the bottom left and you give them something which is the difficulty level up at the top right, you're going to make them feel negative and they'll want to quit. Conversely, if someone's skill level is at the top right and you give them something which is at a difficulty level at the bottom left, they're going to be bored and want to quit. So frustration and boredom, two reasons why people would want to quit. Now, we tailor-make that in the class through the compliancy spectrum down the bottom here. For example, if someone is shown a technique, on the easy side of things, we go, well, your opponent, your partner, should comply with you. They should let you do it. At the other end of the spectrum, this is what we all want to get to, this is where it gets difficult, we want to be able to do a technique against a non-compliant partner or opponent. A black belt should be able to do their techniques against someone who does not want them to do them. White belt hasn't got that ability yet. So we need to be able to say, right, you need to move gradually through the compliancy spectrum just here. The problem is people learn something, we let them do it, and they go, wow, I'm awesome. Then they take it home and they try it on their brother and he's non-compliant and it doesn't work. We need to make sure in our classes we explain to students and instructors that we need to move gradually through this compliancy spectrum. Now the problem is in the middle of the screen. It's where our difficulty is rising level with our skill. Somehow our difficulty level exceeds the skill, so it jumps up there. It might be through design by the instructor, it might not be, it might be an accident. Now the problem there is that the difficulty is greater than we can handle for our current level of skill, and most people resort to either A, they employ some extra speed to be able to get the job done, or the majority of people, I suppose, just tense up. They use their strength to get the job done. And sometimes that works. The problem is when those two don't work, we feel negative because we're still unsuccessful. If we are unsuccessful and feeling negative, as you can see, that's where people quit. Now, the powerful thing that we discussed this morning was in red, this is where we can add huge value to our students and to our instructors, and that is to be able to handle difficulty when it exceeds our skill level, to be able to control our internal dialogue. So as you can see from the whole thing, if we can focus in on the results we want to achieve from our martial arts training, obviously on a physical level, we want them to be able to try to do technique A. If that doesn't work, we divert to technique B. If that doesn't work, we quickly go back and try A, and so on and so on. But the main thing for martial arts training is the training of skill, but it's the ability to be able to handle difficulty when it exceeds our skill level. Now that is a skill that you can see would be very valuable in a whole range of situations in life, in the traffic, in relationships, to be able to control your internal dialogue, to be able to still be positive when things aren't turning out the way that you want them. Because as you know, most people complain and point the finger when things turn pear-shaped. We want our students to be able to calmly let frustration pass them by and be able to calmly deal with the difficulty and decide what to do without making frustration make things even worse. And it's up to us as instructors to be able to discuss how we do it so that we can make our students aware that that is what is going to happen. It's expected that it's going to happen one day in class.